Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anna Doku. I'm a representative of University Admission Center. It's our pleasure to organize the other virtual meeting to provide to students the other point today. We will talk about the issues about visa and immigration issues. Today, our special guest is Barrister Mehdi Hassan, the lawyer. Hi, hello.
Hello. Hi.
Thank you
Hi,
for your
Anna.
presence.
Exactly. Nice to meet you, Anna.
We really appreciate your presence during this difficult time.
It's
Today,
my pleasure too.
our focus is to help students about their visa issues.
You're welcome.
So let's start with some questions, which is related with student visa. The
Yes.
first question is if a student visa expires during these situations, how they can extend it.
Thank you, Anna. It's very important question actually during this crisis time. As you know, this is COVID-19 is creating a huge problem all over the world, and all the airlines and all the transport and everything is closed and everything is locked down. Virtually, the whole world is locked down. So in that case, all the immigration rule, even temporarily been suspended. I mean, all the tough restriction been removed. So whoever it is, and any student, even visitor, or even tier 4 student, particularly because your concern is student, if they are really in UK and they are really stuck, they cannot really go out, or maybe they cannot really fly back to their country home, or they cannot even continue their study, or they cannot attend the class, or they cannot even apply for the extension. So the question is, what will be the problem and what will be the solution? It is a big problem, obviously, and the solution is that government already declared between March and between 31st of May, if somebody visa is going to be expired or need to be extended, in that case, obviously they are exempted because of any kinds of delay in this scenario. So you mean within this period of time, they can really apply at the very end, even if any tier 4 student, if they really cannot really get the sponsor properly, or they cannot get the document, but still, or they cannot get the sponsor or the financial document at the same time, due to all this problem because of postal system not working properly, aviation system not working properly, and also home office official is not working properly. In the meantime, what I believe, that obviously they should not be panic, they should not be that much frustrated. Obviously, it's a frustration all over the world, but yes, they can apply within their resources, or whatever they can provide, and whatever the document they can provide in the meantime, and they can apply for the extension. I do believe that only because of the lackings of document, it could not be the problem at all. So they have nearly about 3 months of this, I mean, the window period, so they can apply within this period of time for for their extension.
Okay, thank you. And how they can prepare the documents during this period because all of them are locked down in their home.
Thank you. This really interesting question as well. I think because it is exceptional circumstances, obviously nobody knows about this. The world even didn't know that what is going to happen. In the meantime, I believe I mean, the home country, the student, those who are already in London, their home country all over the world, I believe, and they're also locked down. So it is pretty much difficult to get all the document done or to receive the document in time. So the understanding is that the home office, student can apply to the home office, or let them know home office that scenario is like that. There is other, I mean, the email and their website to let them know the student position about that. And also, if he start to really do the application, in the meantime, put all the documentation that it will be provided. I mean, it will be arranged within the time, or it will be followed by. Otherwise, the problem is only because of the lacking of the document is not. Students should know that their application should not be turned down only because of that reason, but provided in time, on the problem will be over, and everything will be normal, I do hope the student will get all the document back and provide them to the Home Office. And obviously, and in the meantime, on this basis of this shortest documentation, the pending application will give the impression indication that the student still validly staying in this country. So he can do whatever he's entitled, and either to work or to study or do the research, whatever it is. So he can keep doing it. But the problem will be if in very end, if the application doesn't really go through or the application is turned down, obviously he or she will discontinue his study with the sponsor academy or the university. Did you get it, Anna?
Yes.
Yes. Any question?
For students who are left the UK and they are locked down in their country, but
Right.
they continue to have this to attend their study online from their country. Does it affect in their visa?
No. The question is no. Because their scenario is completely is natural causes. It is not intention of the student, or it is not this problem is not caused by the individual student concerned or any other reason. So in that case, whatever the month is that you're going to really stay, I think and they can continue the study from there, and period of time they're going to lose, and they will be extended for that period of time. So it means although they are out of the country, but they are not going to lose the status, or
Yes.
they're not, possibly they are not going to be even asked for that. So straight away the university will give the extension of the period of time they're missing, as well as the Home Office will do the same.
Okay, yeah, great, thank you. For students who they're based not in private finance but in sponsorship, does it affect in cost letter or payment fee?
Yes, to a certain extent, because the third party payment is involved.
Yes.
And sponsorship, for example, it could be private sponsor, it could be from different institution, it could be from university, grant or whatever, right?
Yes.
Technically, because it's a delayed again, delayed by the natural causes and delayed by the whole COVID system, I mean, COVID problem in all over the world, and the sponsor or the scholarship provider, obviously they should know these matters, and obviously they should continue, or they will continue their the payment system towards the university or towards the student to finance their accommodation or to the tuition fee to continue. So I do believe they should consult with their sponsor or the scholarship provider, so that at least let them know how they're going to cope up with the problems, instead of just sitting down and doing nothing. Let them know that he is still in the study and he's going to really do it as soon as possible when the system is everything is going back to the normal.
And what will happen if they cannot show the documents about their funds if they have the sponsorship?
Okay, technically, if without the sponsorship, I mean the finance, they can apply. If the applicant is in UK right now, and if you apply without the fund or the sponsorship, more than 70% possibility that it will not be the question at all. But it is true, though, that finance is the fundamental thing to continue the study.
Yes.
So by way of doing that, application cannot be the problem. Even my observation that if somebody even don't have the money to even pay the Home Office fees, still he can continue the application. There is no problem. There should not be the problem. Reasonably, no reasonable officer or immigration authority will take it negatively that without the fees, even student going to apply, because this is the scenario. So what I believe, even though if somebody without the immigration fees or without the Home Office fees, if they can apply, I think still their application will be valid. But condition is that within the period of time, they should try their best to provide the required document or the financial availability to the authority, because as I told you, it is a fundamental thing. Otherwise,
yes,
he or she cannot continue the study, they cannot pay the tuition fee, or they cannot continue their accommodation as well in UK.
Okay, thank you. And what about the status of visitor who are locking down in London or in UK?
Oh, very interesting question. so many people actually they are visiting UK. That is true, and
Yes.
millions of people, better say, and it could be out of this, the visitor. There may many could be a student. There could be prospective student. Somebody maybe they are visiting just to see the university, or they're going to introduce themselves to the university, right? They have their ability to come even in advance to see the university, to see the teachers, or to attend the university. What is called this open day. In the meantime, probably they are stuck. They cannot go back. And yes, it is advisable to complete their admission to the university, and at the same time, university authority will advise them what to say and what to do in the meantime. Because of scenario is that if it might really happen, the course is going to start maybe July or the September. There is no time to go back and get the visa done from the
Yes.
back home. In that case, it will be the better idea to consult with the admission authority, I mean university itself, regarding the finance, that what I can do. Probably what might really happen, that whatever the documentation they can provide, or the undertaking that I'm going to really provide you all the document, or the money in advance. But problem might be if they start the course, if the university allowed to study, and in the meantime, after 6 months, if the student failed to get the fund, then what might really happen? In that case, I believe, because you have still a couple of months to go for the next session, next semester, so student can still can put the hope that by providing undertaking, or providing the confirmation to the authority, to the university, that, or to the home office, that I'm in the process to get the fund, and I have the ability to put the fund. And if possible, even if it is me, if I really do apply, and if I try to help somebody to really do the application at that stage, I will probably ask you, better you send me the scan copy or bank document from your back home or your sponsor, so that at least to show the authority that you tried your best to get the document done, although it is not original document, although it is not authenticated, or it is may not be proved at this time, but it will still will help to convince the authority at least to start, or to make a genuine and nice application with genuine effort, so that students should be respected in the same manner, as I believe.
Okay, thank you. Some students have applied to start their studies in the May 2020. Do they need to apply for visa in May 2020? It is possible for them?
Okay, if it is in, I mean, the course started from June, you mean,
May,
or
no, May
May?
2020.
May
In the
2020. Right. If the student is out of the country, that's a different scenario, because all the EQB office all over the world is also locked,
yes,
mostly locked. And also the visa authority also in UK is mostly locked. Like so many scheme for the visa, like same day visa application, or even other application is temporarily been not suspended but affected. So on the basis of the online application, whatever it is, because nowadays the online system is working globally. Home office have also introduced so many online application procedure, so they can start doing it. But if the applicant is in London, and their course is going to start from the May, my advice is, yes, according to the scenario now created, they can apply from here on the basis of whatever the document they got. But again, condition is that home office put the little warning, I will accept it, but the problem is, after a couple of months, if you fail to secure your visa, then you have to discontinue the course, or you have to leave the country. Did you get it, Anna?
okay, thank you. Also, some students have their course include placement year, internship, and the visa is 2 years, because 1 year is master's or postgraduate studies, and the other include placement year. If they couldn't find the placement year, it is possible for them to remain the same visa for 2 years, or the visa cancelled.
Okay, it is. There is one example. For example, tier 2 or L1 visa, for example. Those are in an investor category or in a veteran category or even work permit visa, for example. In case they have to the extent like if they have a visa for 12 months and they cannot show their account, they cannot show that they cannot, by law, they are supposed to really employ 2 or 3 British employees so that to prove to the government that he's capable or she or the company is capable to run and do the business in this country and show his capability. On the basis of, obviously, they will apply for the next extension. But Home Office website already says that in that case, this 12-month period, obviously, it is pretty much difficult to show or even to run the business or to employ someone else in a company.
Yes.
In that case, their answer is that I'm not asking to show you this is 12 months of employment that you're capable to employ somebody else at a time, but in the next, I'll give you the gross of 12 months, means after even 12 months, if any year, like this year maybe 3 months, another year maybe 6 months, in I mean in a spreaded way, if you put it all together, in that case, you can show that in 2 years' time, not in all together, but in 2 years' time, I managed to really employ somebody else for 12 months. Did you get it?
Okay.
If I try this example here, it means that yes, you're correct that the replacement year, is he going to lapse, is he going to lose his this 1 year of visa free period, isn't it?
Yes.
I think if I try to really see that example, it will help us to get the understanding that yes, we can put a hope that he will not lose his 1 year. Obviously he will get extra 1 year because of this COVID, the problem. Did you get it?
Yes.
So he should not be frustrated that much that I'm going to lose my 1 year because of this virus scenario, and I'm going to really lose everything immediately after 12 months. I think no, it should not be the reasonable, and no unreasonable practice should be accepted in this scenario. I do believe, even though if something really happen is about to be happen, and there must be some sort of appeal or some sort of warning so that student or the applicant can challenge it. But in that case, I should better say that we should be hopeful that nothing negative will happen. Clear,
Okay.
Anna?
Thank you. Yes. And what is your suggestion or advice for international students during this difficult period?
Ah, that is a tough scenario. So many things happening all over the world. Student now sitting in a dormitory without the parents, without the money sometime, or even the class. It is a really a tough scenario. I had my own student life. Still, I can remember. It is a tough scenario once a student cannot really go back or even cannot have every facilities, cannot see the teachers or student or the classmate. I My advice is that don't be panic. It is a scenario created all over the world globally. This is for the first time in couple of 100 years time. So it is very exceptional case. I believe that you should do the meditation once you have a time, and you should also get the confidence build up that you can survive within this crisis time, and you know how to handle this kind of crisis, how to survive within this kind of things, so that your life will be more better. You'll do really more good in your uh, future exam or the study, and obviously you will be regarded as a history that you had a nice past and the story. How did you spend your at the time during the COVID-19 in the dormitory or in friend's house or wherever it is, and how what is the global pandemic means. So you'll have a wonderful experience. But main thing is that don't be frustrated and don't get panic too much. And also, it will be a psychological problem as well. It could be a psychological trauma. Don't do it. You might think I have spent huge money, but I'm not getting my degree. I need to go back, but I cannot go back. So there could be so many things. Or the money you're supposed to spend, it is going to be more and double. Nobody knows. You will have a good and better future is waiting. More salary job is
Yeah.
waiting for the world, and the globally you will do better. So my suggestion is that just be encouraged. Don't be frustrated. anything comes, everything comes. Just think about more difficulties is might even arise. Nobody can stop the morning coming. We can obviously see the morning. Yes, no one in this world can stop it. So the good thing will really happen to each and everybody. Thank you, Anna. Any more question?
Thank you so much. Now I just wanted to read some question from students. The one question is, if I am in visit visa and I want to apply for student visa for June intake, it is possible for them to apply from here because of these current situations? I can go home.
Yes, it is an exception, obviously. Uh, what I said, he should try because he's not going to lose anything, and technically because a period of time we don't know that how long we're going to really lock down, and how the government can even cope with the problem right now. It is very much difficult even for government to make a statement or make a law within period of time, within month or couple of weeks. It will be another disaster. But because the scenario says if you have every quality to apply or to be a student or to transfer your course or to be eligible to apply as a work permit or do whatever you want to do, someone you want to get married, someone want to be a innovator or an investor, whatever the quality you got and possibility you had, you should try. And I think in the meantime you could be success.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
And the other question is, what about post-study work visa? Has this rule been implemented? Because I'm not enabled to find the work on official UK website of Tier 4 visa.
Yes, I think as because of work itself is closed,
Yes.
so the work either replacement or I mean BCP period to search a job. So the subject matter is missing here. I mean the globally all the employer is locked. All the possibility of getting the job and employment, everything is locked. Maybe that's one of the reason the Home Office actually failed to provide you the up-to-date matters. But as it is agreed, we can expect as soon as every system going to be updated. I mean, lockdown scenario is over. Obviously, you will get it. And technically, as we one thing, if we believe in that whatever the lockdown period is locked, I mean, we lost anyone either the visa free period or with visa period or whatever the period, right? If it is been damaged and caused, this problem is caused by the COVID-19 issues, student or the applicant should not be responsible for that. In that case, if somebody have the 2 years of visa period and 6 months or 1 year is completely locked down, I believe systems should be developed to get the replacement of that period of time, right?
Okay.
So as soon as system going to get going to be replaced by normal scenario, I think he will get every update, and the clock should start from there. But I cannot give you the guarantee at that stage whether this couple of months will be deducted from 2 years or not, right? But
Okay.
still, it is a good argument. Yes, they can because each and everybody is going to get this exemption. Why not that gentleman? He should really get it.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. And the last question is, what about Tier 2 visa?
Yeah, tier two employer, I mean, still carry on. They can carry the job as it is. But the problem is now because the employer is stuck. Tier two, they cannot get the even salary, right?
Yes.
Or they cannot move to another employer, right? In that case, yes, already Home Office gave impression that even though the employer to pay this gentleman, employer is entitled to get the grant, right? The government compensation grant, right? The salary of 80% of the employee's salary. Even though if he take this salary to survive right now, right? Uh, the impression is because everything is new, and I try to think about is everything is new, and our viewer also should understand that it's very little bit difficult to give the concrete practice because in this country the practice and theory, the whatever I'm telling you, sometimes is not exactly the same, and we cannot touch the pinpoint. So, but yes, once they are really stuck, they cannot really work. Employer cannot even pay them. Employer also can get money on his behalf to pay him.
Yes.
That's why it means that tier one, tier two also is being considered, and tier two been carefully been considered by the government, so that because tier two people they are not entitled for the grant, they are not entitled for the benefit. So there is so many things happening which is very exceptional. Even I can add it one point: those who are in this country, even they got the temporary visa to stay here, or settlement visa, but they're, I mean, uh, like exception discretional leave, or 5 or 10 years of leave, right? And in that case, also the visa said you're not entitled for the government benefit, right? You're not entitled for any state fund. But on the basis of this COVID-19, they can still apply to the Home Office and and request to waive this restriction, so that they can get the government fund to survive at this point. So I do believe if this is the scenario, tier two should be also should see their life little bit flexibly what the scenario is going on. And if someone is already, finally I should better add it up, that if somebody already stuck here, they're visitor or they're for any ground, they're coming here for research or whatever their seminar, and they're really stuck, and obviously they will not lose their visa. What they can do, they can let the Home Office know. There is a website, immigration, like Corbett immigration team. They can email them, put the name, date of birth, and the passport number, and they will put on the record. Even though he or she is not going to apply for the visa, but their visa will be remain as it is, so that even after this crisis, when the plane and the transport system will be done, they can go back to their place of destination.
Okay.
And also, it is technically, if they cannot leave before this 31st of May or any kinds of extension, or even he don't know even, or he don't like even this country to apply. So he should at least let the Home Office know through the website, and also if possible they can also ask you or your advisors. You can also help them by way of doing that. Obviously, if somebody came to me, I'll do the same as well, so that they can nicely spend their time with a peace of mind that, yes, without even applying for the extension, by keeping their status of visa, they can go back, and they should be regarded as that they leave this country within this visa period, and they should not be regarded as overstay. Am I clear, Anna?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your answers. We really appreciate it. Because we know that this period is difficult for us as an office. We are trying to do our best in order to provide to students the about their studies in the UK. Thank you again, and I hope that we'll see in other virtual meeting.
Thank
Also,
you very much.
I wanted to
Thank you
say
very much. We are also stuck in the house. We cannot go to the office right now. We are mostly helping and doing every job from the own desk, right?
more important for us to stay safe.
And be safe, everybody, all over the world, all the students, right? Your life is fast, your safety is fast. Obviously, you will do better in your lifetime. Have a nice dream. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're
Take
welcome.
care.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Thank you.